Hello, we are back with some more UBL highlight matches. I like how I'm calling them highlight matches, but really I'm just going over every match because I like to. um, but yeah, so week 5 is underway. And we have an interesting matchup. So we got Silverstone versus QSN. QSN somewhat recently took over from Erebus. You can kind of see there the Mewtwo, the Zekrom, the Togekiss, that sort of stuff. Not dissimilar to this team they had from last week, at least with the first 4 Pokemon. I believe the Muk and the Blissey are different though. I only really remember because I'm pretty sure I looked at QSN's match really recently, so that's the only reason why it kind of sticks out in my memory. Versus Silverstone, also known as Airstream, the owner of the league, kind of with a very set in stone Trick Room style at this point. We can see the fastest Pokemon they brought was their Tapu Bulu, but you can see there's no Sableye this week, actually quite interesting, and no Chandelure, but you've got the P2 to definitely set up Trick Room, so yeah. I don't know, like, it's just like, it's always kind of really liked going Trick Room, like, this whole time, so it's kind of interesting, because obviously, like, we saw what happened, I think it was week 2, what happens if you're not prepped for Trick Room. But when it's something that really you have to lean into, it kind of becomes a little bit not as good, because people can easily see it coming. Like, you look at this and the fastest, if you take Tapu Bulu out of the equation, I think the fastest thing is actually Porygon 2 at 60 base speed. And everything else is like 50 or lower. So, I'm not sure if QSN's going to be able to... Let's see if QSN can deal with this Trick Room. They have an Alolan Muk, which is quite slow. Probably not slow enough to deal with some of these things, but it's certainly slow. Regular Swampert, even not Mega, is like base 60 speed as well. So we'll see what we can do. Let's have a look at this first game. Let's have it from QSN's perspective, sure. Sorry, both battles are in different perspective starts. So we've got Camerupt P2 as a lead from Silver, and we've got Mega Mewtwo X and Swampert here. I'm really interested to see Swampert. Although, actually, no, it makes sense. Silver's team, like, overall, has, like, Chandelure, Camerupt, and Alola Marowak, so it really makes sense to have something that can deal with those. So, at first I was surprised just looking, because, you know, Silver's also got that Bulu to really cover the water types. So, like, it's certainly not a bad call. But yeah. You'll also have to excuse me. I've just woken up. You get the download boost there. Mega Mewtwo comes out. We see the protect from the Camerupt. They do split attacks. And yeah. P2's that bulky. Like, it just is. I don't know how much my guess is it's not a low kick from Mega Mewtwo is not actually that strong. It's probably not much stronger than a Drain Punch, actually. I would guess something like 80 power, because Porygon 2 is not really that heavy, so. But yeah, just getting Trick Room up, let's see what we can do. So, recover the P2. That's a Scarfed Vikavolt. Oh wait, no, that just switched in, never mind, I'm dumb. But Energy Ball straight into there. P2's just trying to stay alive, as QSN's trying to whittle it down. In comes the Togekiss. That might be specs then, if they're going for Energy Balls still. See an Air Slash, no real flinches that can happen. But yeah, trying to take out the Togekiss before, take out the P2 in case it gets set up a second Trick Room. Just some hits really being thrown around there. But I think the fact that Vikavolt's locked into Energy Ball kind of is a tell that it's choiced, and usually that means specs. Because you don't really want to scarf something. Well, we saw it was slow, so it's not scarfed. Yeah, and if you weren't choice, you'd go for T-Bolt or Bugwars here. So, Mega Camera comes out, gets a Heat Wave off, misses the Toja Kiss, which is unfortunate. Crit Energy Ball activates the Wiki though, and that brings Vikavolt really low, and then that's the tricky part. Now you've got to win 2v2, but you don't have Trick Room. So that like Heat Wave miss on the Togekiss was actually pretty bad because, I mean, 2v1 it would still be hard, but like it would be a lot more doable. We do see the Z move come out. Oh, straight to Camerupt. That doesn't take it out, but Togekiss does take out that. See, an Earth Power comes out. That does take it out. It's a close 1v1 here. That really didn't seem that strong. I wonder if it was very similar to last week's, where it was a very defensive Zekrom? It may have been. Because that really didn't do as much. Like, I guess Mega Camera was kind of bulky, but even still, it's pretty bulky. Oh, there's a Bulu in the back. Never mind. I forgot that Silver still had another Pokemon. Encore comes out. That's pretty good here. So if Bulu doesn't really have a move... Oh, and that flinch. That flinch is huge. Trying to make it so that this Encore can wear out, potentially. But Encore, I think, lasts for like... Oh, no, it's not that long. So, yeah, you have to Encore here. And we do see Bloom Doom come out. Is it going to be enough? It's not enough. Just try and protect and stall it out. Not trying to read any protects. It makes sense. You know what your win condition is. Air Slash comes out, and that's going to do it because a faster Encore is going to just win this game. So, there were some unfortunate things there. Obviously, Air Slash flinches are unfortunate. That Heat Wave miss was pretty big. So, yeah. One Air Slash missed, though. And that could have gone badly. Like, if that last Air Slash missed... Yeah. Togekiss is just a Pokemon that adds a lot of variance, especially with Super Look. Not Super Look, or both abilities, really, that it commonly uses. Both Super Look and Serene Grace, but definitely more into Serene Grace, this one. The flinches... The flinches and that Heat Wave miss, I think, were both pretty huge. It meant that Togekiss lived a hit that it probably wouldn't have. Because a Heat Wave coming off of Camerupt is not something to scoff at, so... That was a really close one, though, so let's see what happens this game, too. We'll switch back to QSN. We see a different lead, though. We see Bulu and Pert, which is kind of interesting. Maybe trying to adapt to the Pert. Because obviously, like, leading Camerupt meant that you kind of had one of your turns was a bit slower than you'd like. So, but yeah, you still want to get Trick Room up. And if this Swampert goes down, then you should still be faster than most things. But we might see like if like a Alolan Muck comes out here, there might be an issue. Yeah. So yeah, Protect. We see the Taunt come out. That's a really good play. You didn't reveal it for game 1. Crit comes out, but like the damage really isn't a lot. Covers are switched there, which I actually really like. You knew, like, there's nothing on the field here could really hurt for the Bootaloo, so you kind of can see a switch coming. So I understand the knockoff play, to be honest. Like, it looks really bad, but you expect a switch to come in. You don't know if they would have brought Mega Camerupt again. So I think that's a fair one. But yeah, Taunt really hurts P2 here so much. Honestly, if anything, I would be trying to get the P2 out so I can take out this Mega Mewtwo so you can get a Trick Room going late game. But Silver isn't going to do that. They're just going to try and get the damage in where they can. And this time you're going to go with the Poison Jab. QSN kind of just... I mean, this is what happens when you stop Trick Room up against a Trick Room team. The Poison's unfortunate, but really in the long run I'm not going to say it matters. Especially when you're faster. You just want to take out this camera up, so now it's just Specs Vikavolt. And Vikavolt choice has to pick a move that it doesn't want to because there's also a hurt here. And yeah, having Bliss in the back to help deal with the especially offensive threats in the end. That was actually a really nice adaptation. Like, obviously, not bringing Turgicus despite it basically winning you the game seems off, but at the same time you also brought other things that could help win the game. The Mewtwo was obviously there to taunt things. Swampert was generally really good. If you could get the Vikavolt choiced into something they didn't want it to be choiced into. Obviously really good for Mega Camerupt. Just generally really good. And just like seeing what they brought, like they opted not to really go for their physical attackers, so you kind of just bring Blissey. And that will do it, so... QSN, despite kind of having joining on a rocky record, really is kind of showing that they are not someone to be messed about with. They kind of know what they're doing. They're not daft. They see Trick Room team and they're going to bring some answers to Trick Room. I think they prepped accordingly for what Silver brought. The problem with Silver's team at this point is it just feels a little linear, unfortunately, because it feels like it's when it had Xerneas and Mega Lucario, it felt like the team had a fast mode. This isn't me like dunking on anyone here. This is just me like trying to offer some fair constructive criticism. Like, the pieces are really strong in this team. Like I say, I think Mega Camerupt Bulu is actually really good. Like, that core is actually quite scary because it's like, cool, like the best answer to Mega Camerupt is a water type, and you have Bulu, one of the best grass types. And you have all ways to cover it as well. It's not like the team is bad. Not at all. Like, there are very, very strong pieces in it. But I feel like when they swapped out for Mega Camerupt and Bulu, when they swapped Xerneas and Mega Lucario, it felt like the team lost its fast mode. It didn't have an option to play outside of anything but Trick Room. So it just kind of became a lot easier to prep for. Instead of having to cover for a Xerneas and a Mega Lucario, you just basically covered for Trick Room. As long as you could stop Trick Room going up, like QSN did there, it was a lot harder. The first game when Trick Room did go up, it was a lot easier for Silver, but they still, due to the leads, like, Silver wasn't able to make as much use out of their Trick Room as they wanted. So yeah, it's an awkward one, but I understand. I understand it's not easy with what's left. So, but even if they don't really make any changes for the rest of the season, I think they'll probably kind of see this as an understanding of don't bring Trick Room, don't make a pure Trick Room team because you can't get away with it because people will bring the prep against Trick Room. As soon as people realize that's your game plan, then you need to be able to either be able to play without it or have a backup plan. So again, this is no not trying to dunk anyone, not trying to, be mean. I'm just trying to offer constructive criticism where possible. But I think it's, you know, that's what these are. These are look backs. These are analyzing players, analyzing teams. You know, I'm just trying to offer a little bit of insight. So, regardless, thank you very much all for watching, and I will see you in the next one, which I'm going to record pretty much straight after this. So, see you guys then.